How you doing, Ruth?
Hey, how you doing? I got a couple really quick things. My impeachment was dropped. So
Okay.
I'm no longer being impeached.
You're not being impeached.
Right.
Wait, who tried to impeach you?
Michael Rozelle.
Oh, that's good. Okay. How?
Yeah, so he dropped that.
Did you out-argue him, or what happened?
You know, he all of a sudden just didn't want to pursue it, so... he said, it had been sitting on the docket for about a week, and I think, what's the point when it's going to probably take forever to, for anything to come of it?
Understandable.
On top of, I owned him on the docket.
You ate. You definitely ate there. I saw that.
Then second thing, I did file my new impeachment on Atlas. I made sure I talked to a judge first to hand them the money.
Okay. All right.
Because that's what they wanted. And then has there been, I don't know if I've looked, I tried looking through legislation. Is there something like instead of VAFs, seizing vehicles of like 3 crimes they've been in?
No. Link with Daisy Dukakis.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, there's I saw a bunch of search warrants on like written in reports of people going after a shit ton of vehicles.
Yeah, so Daisy's leading that up. She's working with Apollo. Okay. She's working with Dark and some others.
Is it not Oxby? Because he's the one that wrote them all.
I think I think it depends on the time zone.
Okay. Because I saw I think 10 to 15 different search warrants that some were already signed.
I can't.
And I was trying to figure out what.
I can't say for sure. I'd ask him as well. I think there's a lot of people doing the efforts. Oxby is shift 2. Daisy is shift 3 into 1.
I usually see Daisy a bit in the morning.
Yeah, the one I saw was Daisy, Apollo, and Nikki Khan. But once again, they're but then there might be a separate one from Oxby. I don't know.
There's a ton of them on Oxby. Future, John Gray, Aubrey Webster, Raymond Romanoff, Vital, Blackthorn, Scaletta.
Wait, John Gray is Daisy's.
That's the Apollo one. That one actually is really, really good. I liked that one. There was multiple incidents, but a lot of the others only had 3, so that's why I was wondering, has that sort of precedent been set?
I think this is one of those different people are doing different things. I just spoke to Daisy on the matter earlier, and she 1000% gets it. In that every crime has its own level of
what it is, yeah.
Of what it is on the level of construction or constructiveness to a crime and the severity. And so the onus is on us to paint the picture as to how there's a word for it. But
it's articulating it different articulation based on different levels. I don't know, the ones I saw of gang-related shooting, I'm I don't know if that calls for it, but I didn't know if that sort of precedent had already been set.
I actually fully agree. If you happen into a gang-related shooting, and you happen in a vehicle, you're not really constructively using that vehicle for violence, right? It just happens to be. But if you were in a separate gang-related, and that's all you have been driving, and you're also fleeing with it due to speed, etc., that's different. And I will say Daisy has a very, pretty much the way she explained it is exactly how I was explaining it to people. So I could tell she gets it, which is why I'm kind of sending you her way if that's an area of interest. But
it's something because I feel like we're not documenting a lot of stuff, but then it just comes down to what's the precedent type of thing. I didn't know if that had already been established.
There isn't really a precedence. It was conveyed to me that the DOJ said, quote unquote, 3 incidents, something. But the thing is, there is no.
The 3.
I hate it too. And so does Nino Chavez apparently. There is some politic with it, just different time zones, departments' way of doing it.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that we want to go in with as much as possible and convey a reasonable story, and also then target that vehicle with a seizure followed by a recuperation, right? Like I like a full-on seizure.
So then with that, like, does this have to go to the docket? Because it looks like they're recovering it straight from a search warrant.
Well, no. Yeah, correct. Well, so there's a warrant that would be issued for the actual seizure of the asset, right? However, that's like a temporary seizure.
Okay, until they can get it on the docket.
Correct. And
so they're holding them until it gets
precisely. So it's a seizure of the vehicle pending a full asset seizure, right?
Yeah, the way these are, like, the Los Santos Police Department is requesting the permanent seizure of the vehicle for its unlawful use. So I just didn't know if that was all they were doing or if it was going to the docket.
I can't speak for the details. That's why even, I've spoken to Daisy about it. I've spoken to Apollo about it in the past. I kind of gave them the guidance way back when. I know that Dark kind of did something. It's one of those things where, like, there's probably
everybody's testing the waters a bit.
Yeah, everyone's testing the waters a little bit. So there is no, like, singular entity. I just have the latest from Daisy. This could be one big group effort. It could be splintered efforts. It could be they're all working together, but separately. I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, I was just looking through reports, and it was like a pile of them in reports, and I just didn't know if something came up that, got people wanting to do them all at once.
I know that I really wanted to do them. Angel wanted to do them. We tried to get Apollo involved, and then it snowballed in a good way. So,
okay, that's good.
But
you think you're gonna win this this Marshall stuff?
I take every day. I maybe. I hope I do, only because Gunner's same old, and V is too nice. He's too soft-spoken.
I mean,
he's a mouse. You know what I mean?
The Marshals feels like I had been talking to Gunner a bit. Need somebody who's gonna, like, fully fight for them, because I don't know. I feel like they are in a bit of a rough spot because they can't really do much without pairing with the PD. So if they don't sort of have that relationship, but also that relationship potentially inhibits their own investigations if the PD just gets mad they're investigating someone.
The problems are kind of on both ends of the spectrum, and my goal would be to have all, like, involvement from all relevant parties. In Zoomer talk, I want marshals to create missions for the PD, right?
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as the PD are willing to bite, that's sort of, I don't know, the issue you're seeing here, because they aren't able to, like, seize possessions or do any of that stuff as marshals. But if PD works alongside them, I think it would be really successful.
I think those little things are just because, like, no one actually asked.
No, I believe from what Gunna said was they don't want them to be like PD, don't want them to be another PD.
I would not trust a word. I would not.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, that's definitely not true. I mean, maybe it is. It's one of those things where he's lied on the stand, so I can't take a word of
he's
what he
lied
said.
On the stand?
Oh, yeah. He tried to gaslight. You know when you lie so much you believe your own lies?
Yeah, you, like, gaslight yourself?
Like, I had to talk to him about this legislation shit, and I tried to. I'm only telling you about it. I'm not going to go spread this around, but like, he tried to convince me that I called and I was like, yo, we need to fix this, and he really was determined to tell me about why it wasn't weapon trafficking and all this other shit, and I'm like, I want to move past it. I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? We need to talk about it today, not 6 weeks ago. But he kept bringing it up, and to the extent he's like, well, you got to understand our perspective. Like, we deputize, and I'm like, bitch, I was there. I'm the one who recommended we deputize them for radio access, not full blown. Like, you know what I mean? It was literally my and Frost's idea that we told Darkstone. So, like, I have really sharp memory. Like, I might forget little things here or there, but it's I remember exactly how it went and what the context of the meeting was. So it's like one of those things. Like, sometimes you fuck up. I don't know. Whatever. I don't trust him. But the impeachment hearing was filled with lies. Like,
that's actually. I mean, did anybody try to go for him again for perjury? Or was it not like provable lies?
You know when something's so shit, no one even wants to bother with it?
Yeah.
It was one of those, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like, okay, bro. You know what I mean?
That bad. Holy shit.
Yeah. Which is why at the end of the day, it don't really matter whether I got director or not. At the end of the day, I'm going to keep on cooking, and more and more people every day are collaborating on these things. So for me, it's, I don't think anything really changes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there should be partnership between all departments. Just hopefully people buy in and it can work out that way.
So let me present an idea, right? Like, or the way I look at it, is you tap folks in, you keep them involved. People want to be involved. I'm good at that. So regardless of what my fucking lapel says, right? And once there's enough, I would literally just go to whoever's running the thing. It's like, hey, at this time, I need X people. They need to be at this debrief. This was going to go down, and people love missions, So you give them some of the fun shit to be involved in. You let them drive fast and do the shooting or whatever the fuck. And then, the fun stuff for us would be the interrogations and everything else that they may not be interested in. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So
they don't want to do the legwork, paperwork, sit around. They just want to do the, the captcha.
Exactly that. The cool cinema or the, even though I think the cinema is truly
the
in
adrenaline.
The everything else. The adrenaline. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But okay. Well, anyways, I got to get to cooking. Let me know how it goes. I do recommend talking to Daisy because I think your time zones interlap. And
I usually see her. Yeah, anytime I'm on duty, at least for a couple hours.
She is a DTF supervisor. Slow is also working on like the BCSO side of seizures, which I'm a little confused on. There is a little bit of confusion with me on who's doing what with the seizure stuff, but I'm going to rely on her for making some of the...
yeah, I was going to say, as long as people communicate, it shouldn't be a big deal.
Exactly that. Yep. Okay. Easy.
Okay. All right. Well, it was good talking to you tonight.
Yep. Anytime. You take care now.
Bye.